Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to make and save more money, specifically mindsets, and how to find your side hustle. Taking inspiration from one of my favorite books, Start With Why. We're going to start talking about why it's important to know why you want to make money, why do you want to save money, and then go into how you're going to make money, how are you going to save money, talking about mindset habits as well as lifestyle habits. And then we're going to go into what can you do to make and save more money. This is where we're going to talk about how you can find your side hustle, how can you create your dream job, how can you turn your dream job into a career, and the people who have done it before to take inspiration from. And yes, let's get started. So thank you so much to Ebates for sponsoring this video. They're the largest cashback site which partners with over 2,500 of the biggest name brands like Sephora, Ulta, Shoes.com. So what this means is you literally get cash back for the shopping you're gonna do anyway, all for free. Free. The good people at Ebates are co-sponsoring a $100 giveaway with me, so all you have to do is click the first link down below to sign up and then click the second link to enter into the giveaway. And without further ado, the first and most important thing is to find your North Star. Find your why for why you're doing what you're doing, specifically when it comes to wanting to save money and wanting to make money. How badly do you want to save and make more money? For what reason do you want to save and make more money? Something rooted in kindness and something bigger than yourself will probably take you much further in the long run compared to something that's rooted in greed and yourself and the things that you want. But at the end of the day, we all have our own needs. We all have our own internal motivational driving forces. So figure out what that is, and then you'll be able to do everything else. The more specific you are with your why, the more you will be able to subconsciously and consciously guide yourself to your goal of all the things that you want to do, specifically making more money and saving more money. When I was in high school, I wanted to be financially independent, or I want to make some money for myself so that I could go to EDC and so that I could go to raves and so that I could go out and do stuff and have fun with my friends, because I didn't want to keep taking money from my mom, because taking money from my mom means that she has control over me. So if I make money for myself, then I can do what I want to do with it. I can spend my money however I want to spend it. Fast forward to a few years ago, I wanted to be financially independent so that I can fully support myself and so that I can start giving money back to my parents. Not that my parents need money, but to me, them having raised me and supported me emotionally, financially, physically, like everything that you can imagine, I want to give them the life that they gave me, but like give back 100 times. So be it my attention, be it my presence, be it my love, be it my anything, including finances. Like I just want to shower them with love. And this isn't to say that like money equals love, but it's like it's a part of it, you know? So a really good book to read to find your why is Start With Why. And then I think he has a new book that's called something like How to Find Your Why. I'll leave both of those down below. So the second thing, how are you going to make more money? How are you going to save more money? So how, in a sense, like what are you going to do with your life and your lifestyle and your habits, your spending habits? What are you gonna do so that it'll allow you time to make more money and it'll allow you the opportunities to save more money? So I think what this really comes down to is what are you willing to give up and what aren't you willing to give up? I really like this saying where it's you can have it all but not at the same time. At different points in your life, you're going to prioritize different things. If making money and if saving money is what you want to do, what are you going to prioritize? For example, how are you going to spend your time? Are you going to spend your time going out with your friends, spending money that you could be saving? Or are you going to spend your time trying to work out and trying to find your why so you can figure out how you're going to support your why and what you're going to do to fulfill your why? And then here too, it's like spending habits. What are you willing to give up? What aren't you willing to give up? If you just need to have your coffee from your favorite coffee shop every single morning, then continue doing that, but then cut expenses in other areas of your life where you can cut. So just asking yourselves these questions of what are you willing to give up and what aren't you willing to give up? So time is something more macro, which is something that's broader, and giving up your daily coffee or not, that's something more micro. These are just examples to show you guys that under the macro umbrella, there's time, there could be pride, there could be ego, there could be your sense of self or this like idea of yourself that like you need to be perfect and you can't fail. Because when it comes down to what you want to give up and what you don't want to give up, you might not want to give up that image of yourself, and I rarely tell you guys what to do and what not to do, but I feel like if you're not doing things because you're feared of failure, that is one thing that I'm gonna tell you guys. Don't be afraid of failure. Like it's okay to fail. No one is perfect. There's this really good quote from Rich Dad Poor Dad that says, winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is a part of the process of success. People who avoid failure also avoid success. And under the micro umbrella, there'll be like your daily cup of coffee, your daily lifestyle decisions, your purchase decisions, how you spend your money. You can cook for yourself. There's so many things that you can do in your life to figure out, okay, where exactly am I spending the most money? Can I cut expenses here? Can I cut expenses here? Can I cut expenses across all of these things? Do I need to buy that thing? Do I need to buy this thing? Like, probably not. There's a very big difference between what we want and what we need. And I think I talk about this in more detail in another video that I'll link up there and link down below about budgeting. So all of that can be summed up in prioritizing is so important. Prioritizing what's important to you, knowing what's important to you, and figuring out how you can apply that into your life. So at the end of the day, I really believe that mindset is so important. If we're constantly believing that we can't, that we shouldn't, that we cannot is can't, if we just keep talking down ourselves, and if we keep not even belittling, but like if you believe you can't do it, then like you won't be able to do it, right? Because if you don't believe in yourself, then no one's gonna believe in you. So I think it's so important for us to believe in ourselves, to believe in our self-worth, to give ourselves the love and the care that we deserve, which includes believing that you're deserving of everything that you work for, and that success and that money can come if you really put in the work, like really put in the work to figure out what your thing is. And we're gonna get into this in the next section. So 2 really good books for this would be Think and Grow Rich, as well as Rich Dad Poor Dad. These books are both very, very helpful in mindsets. So what can you do to make money, and what can you do to save money? Let's start with what can you do to make money. A few guys have asked me what some ideas are of creative side hustles that you guys can do. I'm not going to give you guys a direct answer because it's very easy to Google like what are some great ideas for side hustles and then just do whatever comes to mind. But I think what's more important is to ask yourself what makes you excited, right? Like for me, thrifting made me happy, and thrifting makes me really excited, very therapeutic to me, and I really like finding good deals. And so when I started selling my own clothes that I bought from, a few years ago, I would buy some designer pieces that are like $20. I'd be able to list it on eBay, sell it for $100 after wearing it for a few years. I realized that there's a market for clothes online. Maybe some people don't want to go through the trouble of thrifting. Maybe some people don't have access to thrift shops. Kind of like putting 2 and 2 together, I started thrifting and reselling online on eBay. And I made a few videos back in the day when my channel first started about that. So what this means is basically just finding something that you love doing already and see if there's any way that you can make money out of it. Here are some more examples. I'm sure you guys know Marie Kondo, Cone Marie method of tidying, the magic of tidying in your closet, decluttering, letting go of things that don't spark joy in your life. When I first read her book, it's a great book and it really helped me declutter my life for sure. But what I found fascinating was the fact that she made a career out of cleaning, like she made her career out of tidying things. And she talks about how she genuinely loves and enjoys and appreciates the act of cleaning and the act of tidying and helping people achieve that state of calm and peace within themselves and just with their surroundings and with their environment. So when I read that, I was just like, if she can clean and make a career out of it, then I can, in theory, find something that I really love doing / something that I really like talking about online and make a career out of it too. Another example is one of my cousins loves cooking. So while he's hosting private dinners, because he's just starting out, he's not making too much money, especially if he's sourcing ingredients from Whole Foods and farmers market and using like organic, locally sourced, in-season produce. Can't charge that much yet because he's just starting out. So on the side, his side hustle for his side hustle, he's selling gourmet cookies on Etsy that are literally so bomb. I'm gonna throw a picture up there if you guys want to check it out and maybe consider buying some for yourself and supporting my humble cousin. I'll leave the link down below. Another one of my friends started teaching courses online. He used to be in sales, so he's very good at talking, he's very good at teaching, he's very good at selling. So he is doing his own courses online. And a few of my cousins are doing Amazon wholesale. So they'll find products in Asia and sell it on Amazon. And that's something that You know, these are just to give you guys examples that if you really, really want to do something, you will find a way to do these things. All of the people I listed, including myself, I didn't want to work a 9 to 5 job. I didn't want to do the things that people were doing, not because I didn't want to do that, because I just didn't find it fulfilling. So I went out of my way to ask myself, what would a meaningful life look like to me? What would a fulfilling life look like to me? And that led me like so many places, and I ended up here, right? But if you never take that first step, for example, like my cousin, he may not get far, he may get very far, but he'll never know if he doesn't start. So more of all of that is really asking yourself, what do you like doing already? What do you like talking about already? What do you like learning about already? What do you like spending your free time on already? And how, or if it is possible for you to find a way to monetize that, or for you to be able to make money out of doing any of those things that you like to do. And if I'm being honest, maybe in the beginning you won't be able to pick and choose these things because you need to make money just because you need to make money. For example, I'll give you guys a story. When I was younger, so second semester senior year of high school, I just really wanted a job. Like I said earlier, like way in the beginning, I didn't want to take my mom's money because I didn't want her to control me. So I went to the mall, my local mall. I went to Hollister because back in late 2000s, Hollister, Abercrombie kids were like the brands to wear. And so I went to Hollister, did a group interview because that's the kind of interviews they did. If any of you guys used to work there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Did the group interview, didn't get the job. They tell you right away that you didn't get it. So I was like, okay, I didn't get it. That kind of sucks. I mean, I was kind of sad. But what I did was I just walked straight out of Hollister to the food court because it's right across. And I went to every single food court stall and I asked if you're hiring. Are you hiring? No. Are you hiring? No. Are you hiring? No. Are you hiring? Yes. Okay. When can I start working? And this was Chicken Now. If you guys have malls or if you guys have this in your area, it's just, they just sell fried chicken with this like really bomb secret sauce. I worked there for maybe a month and a half before my friend referred me to work at Kabuki, which is like a Japanese sushi restaurant. So this is just kind of sharing with you guys that it kind of hits all the points, right? Of like, why do I want to do it? How did I do it? And what did I do exactly? That's the life that I went through in my late teens, early 20s. Now that I'm in my mid to late 20s, it's thinking more about how you can I think it's the same, like how you can find your dream, how you can find your side hustle. And I think the goal is always to turn that side hustle into your main hustle. The world is your oyster, dude. Startup Business 101 is there a need and can I fill that need? What is that need? Is there a market for that need? And can I fill that need? And this brings us to the last point, which is what can you do to save more money? Because I think we've talked a little bit already about knowing your expenses, knowing what you can cut, knowing what you can't cut, knowing what you're willing to give up, knowing what you're not willing to give up. I'm gonna focus specifically about purchase decision, like making your purchase decision. The most important thing when I'm buying something, I ask myself, do you need this or do you want this? For the most part, I want it. But very rarely, when there's something that I need, for example, a humidifier, so that I can breathe, so my neck, not my neck, so my throat isn't dry, so I don't sound like this, then I just get it, no questions asked. But of course, I go through the trouble of Googling, of price checking, of cross-referencing, of checking sites if they have cash back, checking what sites have cash back, what sites don't, what site has a higher percentage, what site doesn't. So for price checking, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. What you usually do is you type in the name of what the thing is. So, okay, let's just use this book for an example. We just talked about this book earlier. So the life-changing magic of tidying up. Type it into Google and the first things that come up should be a row of little icons that tell you on this website is this much, on this website is this much, on this website is this much. And I generally just use that as a reference point and I'll go in and see, okay, it's actually the least expensive, for example, on Amazon. So let me get it from Amazon. Or maybe like a specific book retailer will have this book and there will be cash back from eBay. So price checking is generally the first thing that I would do. And then I would check cashback offers because for the most part, cashback offers are from like 2% to maybe 5%, but there are times where it's like 10% to 15 to 20%. So if you guys aren't familiar with eBay, this is something that I've been using for over a year now. I believe maybe even a little longer, and I've saved at least like hundreds, if not over $1,000 on cashback from purchases. I recently got these pair of docs that I've been eyeing and I'm so happy because I got it, I think it was like 30% off already and there was 12% cash back. So saved a lot of monies. You can either download the plugin as I have, which will have a little icon pop up on the side of like, do you want to activate cash back? And you do accept, and always click accept, because I forgot so many times. I'm just like, no, I could have saved 10%, but I didn't click it. But anyway, that's one way. Another way is go to ebates.com, click through any of the links found on the website, and shop on the store's website as you would usually. If this is something that you're interested in, you'll get a $10 welcome bonus after your first purchase of $25 or more after you sign up using the link down below. The good people at Ebates are co-sponsoring a $100 giveaway with me, so all you have to do is click the first link down below to sign up, and then click the second link to enter into the giveaway. And with that, I want to leave you guys with 2 quotes from books I've mentioned previously that have really helped me and that I think can help you guys as well. They're both on failure and success and how failure is a key ingredient within success. So the first one is, in school we learn that mistakes are bad and we're punished for making them. Yet if you look at the way humans are designed to learn, we learn by making mistakes. We learn to walk by falling down. If we never fell down, we would never walk. Very true. The second one is, before success comes in any man's life, he is sure to meet with much temporary defeat and perhaps some failure. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and most logical thing to do is to quit. That is exactly what the majority of men do. More than 500 of the most successful men this country has ever known told the author their greatest success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them. With these types of videos, I just hope it helps you see the potential and the possibility and how close all of it could be if you work hard and if you believe in yourself. And with all of that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.